Welcome to the Lend Me Your Ears podcast, where we explore practical, real-world solutions to everyday sales challenges. Today's episode is inspired by an article from lendmeyourears.co.ke titled Benefits Sell, Features Tell. Here's why. And we're starting with one of those questions that feels completely innocent until it cracks open the whole sales conversation. Why do you dress?
That question sounds so innocent, doesn't it? Until you actually ask it out loud in a room full of people. Because the first answer feels so obvious, almost too obvious. People say, to cover our nakedness, of course. And at first, it sounds like the conversation is over.
But then you ask, really? Then why not just wear skin or sackcloth? And just like that, the whole room shifts. Because suddenly, everyone realizes the question was never really about clothing in the first place.
It's about motivation. We dress to look good, to impress, to feel something about ourselves, to suit the occasion.
And that's the emotional truth hiding right behind something we do every single day. We start with the practical reason, sure, but the real reason has been sitting right there underneath the whole time.
Think about it for a second. Why do we turn to someone we trust and ask, how do I look in this? Or admit, I don't feel good in this? Or proudly say, someone told me red really suits me. Those little statements, they reveal everything. Dressing isn't just about covering the body. It's about how we feel, how we want to be seen, and what we're really trying to say to the world. And that right there is where the sales lesson begins. Because customers do exactly the same thing. They give us the surface reason. They walk in and say, I need a shirt. I need an account. I need a printer. I need sunglasses. But the real buying reason, that one lives much deeper. The shirt might be about confidence. The account might be about convenience. The printer might be about saving time. The sunglasses might just be about looking good. So here's the point. Benefits sell, features tell. Features describe what something is. Benefits explain why it actually matters. And if you miss that one small difference, your sales conversation can sound perfectly accurate and still completely fail to connect. It's like trying to sell a shirt by saying, this will cover your back, your torso, and your arms. Technically true, emotionally useless.
Because the customer already knows what a shirt does at the basic level. What they really want to know is, how will they look in it? How will they feel wearing it? What will other people say? Does it actually suit the occasion?
That's the benefit. That's the exact moment where the customer actually starts to care. And here's the tricky part. People don't always readily admit the real reason they want something, especially not to a stranger, and definitely not to a salesperson.
Just like someone might never turn around and openly admit, I chose this outfit because I really want to impress, or I want to feel attractive, or I just want to belong in that room. Those are deeply personal reasons.
Which means the salesperson has to earn the right to even hear them through real engagement, through active listening, through close observation, not by launching straight into a long list of features.
And honestly, that's where so many salespeople still trip up. They know the product inside and out. They know every single feature. They know all the specifications by heart.
And then they pour all of that information straight onto the customer. This has this and this and this and this and also this other thing. And wait, there's more.
And the customer is just sitting there thinking, okay, but what does any of that actually mean for me?
And that question is everything. What does it mean for me?
Take the bank account example. Telling someone this account has freestanding orders might be perfectly true, but it doesn't really mean much. The customer might hear the words and still not feel the value sitting inside them.
But say it like this. With this account, you can pay your rent, your DSTV subscription, and your other bills at no cost and no effort. Now it lands, because now the feature has become a real life situation. Less effort, no extra cost, bills handled.
Same product, same feature, different language, and so much better selling.
Then there's the bumper sticker example. If someone walks up to you and says, "Please put this sticker on your car to advertise our mall," you may not be all that moved.
Because now your car is suddenly doing marketing work. It feels like you're doing them a favor, not the other way around.
But if they say, "With that sticker, you get free parking in this mall and in any other mall," now the whole conversation changes. Because now there's a real benefit and it touches the customer directly. Not the mall's need, the customer's need.
That's such a beautiful shift. The feature is the sticker. The benefit is free parking. People respond to what helps them, not just to what describes the product.
The sunglasses example is so clear too. One hawker shouts, "Nauza sunglasses. I am selling sunglasses." Just a plain statement.
But another one walks up and tells you the dark glasses complement the color of your skin. And just like that, it's no longer a product, it's an image, a feeling, a compliment, a real reason to picture yourself wearing them.
And that makes the sale so much more likely, because the buyer isn't just hearing, "Here is an item." They're hearing, "Here is how this item actually works for you." That's the whole difference between pushing a product and connecting a product.
Features push information. Benefits create connection. Features tell. Benefits sell.
But let's not pretend this is always easy, because customers don't always say what they really want. They may not even know how to say it clearly, or they may not be ready to say it to you just yet.
Which means the salesperson has to uncover the benefit through real active engagement. Not guessing, not assuming, not forcing it. Just listening, asking, observing closely.
And then actually matching the product or service to the client's real underlying need. The truly great ones, they can do all of this without ever even mentioning the features at all. Which sounds almost impossible until you actually see the printer example. Let's try the feature-heavy version first.
This state-of-the-art digital printer has 1440 dpi, 200 cpm, 512 megabytes of RAM, a 7000 duty cycle, integrated wireless, standard and optional feed trees, and multi-purpose trees. Huh? Those details may all be perfectly accurate, but for most customers, they don't even begin to answer the real human question, which is, how does any of this actually improve my day? Now, compare that with the benefit-led version. This printer is going to fit beautifully into your busy schedule. You don't have to spend time standing over it anymore. You just email your work to it the way you'd like it printed, and it does the rest in a quarter of the time it currently takes you, and with 3 times the clarity you currently enjoy. Now I can actually see the improvement.
It'll even bind the work and send a text message letting the right person know the printouts are ready to be collected. The time you save will genuinely astonish you. It'll feel like your day just gained another 4 hours. That last line, that's the sale right there, because it hands the customer the benefit in a way they can actually feel. Not just a printer, a less stressful day. Not just a machine, more time. Not just sharper output, better work.
The specifications are there to support the benefit, but they were never the emotional center of the conversation.
And this really feels like the right moment to let that idea sink in for a moment. Because once you truly hear the difference between a feature and a benefit, it's hard to go back.
Show me what it means. Paint the life behind the choice. Make the value seen. Features talk, but benefits land. Benefits land. Rights where people feel. Where people feel. Ask, listen, understand. Faidandio, who's it shot? Who's it shot? Make the promise real. Ask, listen, understand. Listen, understand. Show them what they gain. Ooh. the value touches gain, when the value touches home, make the
And
promise
that little
real.
break brings us right back to where we
Make the
were.
promise
The real reason. The reason that lives just underneath the surface reason.
A customer might say, I want a shirt, but the real reason is, I want to look good. They might say, I want an account, but the real reason might be, I just want my bills handled without all the effort.
They might say, I need a printer, but really, I'm tired of wasting time. They might say, I want sunglasses, but really, I want something that actually suits me.
And that is what the truly dynamic salesperson is always listening for. Not just the stated need, the meaningful need sitting right underneath it.
So, how does a salesperson actually make that shift in practice? It starts with one small question. After every feature, you ask yourself, what does this actually do for the customer? Don't stop at, it has freestanding orders.
Ask, so what?
So what?
So the customer can pay their rent and their other bills at no cost or effort.
Don't stop at, it has integrated wireless. So what?
So the customer doesn't have to stand over the printer.
Don't stop at, these are dark glasses. So what?
So they complement the way the person looks.
That one little question, so what, can rescue an entire sales presentation because it forces the salesperson to translate features into outcomes, translate technical language into customer language, translate product details into real personal value.
And personal value, that's what the customer can actually relate to. There's also a trust piece inside all of this. If the benefit is emotional, the customer has to feel safe enough to even reveal it.
They might not say it out loud right away. They might never tell you, I want this because I need approval, or I want this because I feel overwhelmed, or I want this because I'm tired of looking disorganized. Those are deeply personal admissions, which is exactly why the salesperson can't rush. Build the rapport fast. Ask useful questions. Listen, really listen. And only then present the benefit that truly fits. Because the wrong benefit can be just as weak as a full feature dump. If someone cares about saving time and you only talk about appearance, you miss them. If someone cares about looking good and you only talk about technical specifications, you miss them completely.
So, benefit selling isn't just dressing up the same old words. It's understanding better. A feature only becomes powerful when it's tied directly to the customer's actual situation.
And here's the fascinating part. The same feature can carry completely different benefits for different people. Freestanding orders might mean convenience to one customer, cost saving to another, peace of mind to a third, or even just the simple comfort of knowing the important bills are always handled.
So, if you assume too quickly, you might end up selling the wrong benefit entirely. But if you listen carefully, the customer will always show you what matters most. Sometimes directly, sometimes indirectly. Sometimes through what they complain about, sometimes through what they keep repeating.
Like, I'm so tired of this process. That one points to relief.
This keeps wasting my time. That points to efficiency.
I need something that looks proper. That points to image.
I don't want to keep following up. That one points straight to convenience.
And the moment you hear the clue, your whole presentation has to change. You stop reciting. You start matching. Match the product to the need. Match the feature to the benefit. Match your words to the customer's actual world.
That's how a salesperson becomes truly relevant. And relevance is so much more persuasive than noise. You can talk for 10 full minutes and still never actually be relevant. Or you can say one clear benefit and watch the customer lean right in.
So maybe the practical test is this. After every feature, just add the phrase, which means you. Like, this account has freestanding orders, which means you can pay your rent, your DSTV subscriptions, and all those other little bills at no cost or effort.
This printer is wireless, which means you don't have to stand over it. This printer works faster, which means you save real time. This printer gives you clearer output, which means your work simply looks better.
These sunglasses complement your skin, which means they truly suit you. That little phrase forces the feature to serve the customer. And if you genuinely can't complete the sentence, you probably haven't found the actual benefit yet.
Another phrase that works beautifully, so that. It does this so that you can do that. Simple, clean, powerful.
It binds the work so that the printouts are ready when needed. It sends a text message so that the right person knows when to collect them. It prints in a quarter of the time so that your busy schedule isn't held hostage by the printer.
But there's one more thing worth being really careful about. Benefit selling has to stay honest. It's not exaggeration. It's not manipulation. And it's definitely not pretending a product can do something it actually cannot.
It's about showing the true value of the product in terms the customer can genuinely understand. If the product saves time, show exactly how. If it reduces effort, explain where. If it improves appearance, connect it respectfully. If it creates convenience, make that convenience real and visible.
So the salesperson isn't decorating the truth. They're actually uncovering it and then presenting it in a way the buyer can really feel.
And that's exactly why the opening question works so well. Why do you dress? Because the obvious answer is never the deepest one.
And in sales, the obvious answer is almost never enough. The customer might start with function, but the actual sale tends to live somewhere in the feeling. Not careless feeling, not random emotion. Specific, relevant, real feeling.
Confidence, convenience, relief, time saved, a better impression, less effort, a clearer outcome.
The salesperson who finds that real benefit always has a stronger conversation. The one who stays stuck on features only ever ends up informing. And information by itself, it just isn't enough anymore.
So let's land this lesson plainly. Features tell you what the product has. Benefits tell you exactly why the customer should care.
Features belong to the product. Benefits belong to the buyer. Features might impress the salesperson.
Benefits actually persuade the customer.
And the best salespeople know exactly how to move from one to the other. They don't just say, here is what I'm selling. They say, here is how this helps you. They don't just list things, they connect. They don't just talk, they listen fast.
And that's where benefit selling stops being a technique. It actually becomes a way of respecting the customer's real reason for being there.
So one last time, why do you dress? Not just to cover yourself, to look good, to feel good, to suit the occasion, to carry a certain impression.
And why does the customer buy? Not just because your product has features, but because those features create a benefit that actually matters to them.
Find that benefit.
Speak to it clearly.
And suddenly, the sale stops being about what you're offering. It becomes about what the customer truly gains.
That is why benefits sell and features tell. Thanks for joining us on the Lend Me Your Ears podcast. If you enjoyed this conversation, subscribe and stay tuned. More field-tested insights are coming your way.
Thank you for lending us your ears. Until next time, stay informed, stay curious, and as always, keep questioning the status quo.